Hey, there we go.
What's up?
I'm back behind the keyboard again, so I didn't screw it up, or at least I don't
I'm
think I did.
excited. Uh, at least I didn't screw it up last week. I think we did all right.
We did all right. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Hitting the Chip with Jake and Jordan. This is episode 33, and we labeled this one Smoke Show, and we'll kind of get into that a little bit later. But to kick us off tonight, we have Brian Sanders, who is the race director for the ARCA Series, or ARCA Series West, I should say. And he's done a bunch of other, I would say, he's race directed. Is that correct terminology there? For other series, the Snowball Derby,
He'll
and some
correct us
different.
when he jumps on if it's not right.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get corrected very quickly. But yeah, we wanted to have him on and kind of talk about the upcoming events for this weekend, because Saturday the ARCA Series will be in town at Colorado National Speedway, which is always a fun event. And they've been coming. Well, this will be the second year that because last year was the
In a
first year
row.
back after a little bit of a hiatus.
It was like 20. Well, they'll tell us. I know that. I think it was 2021 was
He's
the last time they were here.
he's got some cool stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to get into kind of all of that a little bit. Look forward to what's coming up this weekend. It's a jam-packed weekend. It's Memorial Day. And then right after that, we are going to talk about this past weekend's events from Saturday night. So there was a lot to kind of unpack there. And then there was also some announcements that were just made here
In
within
the
the
last
last
couple
couple of
hours.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll obviously talk about that as well, because that changes things for what happened on Saturday night. So kick us off. I'm Jordan, driver of the 13 GAM and co-host here. And then I'll kick it over to this guy.
What's up, everybody? Jake Smith here, driver of the 89 GAM, co-host of this here Hitting the Chip. We still need to get a little Hitting the Chip race car on our intro. I feel like just end the show or end the video with just like somebody just riding it all the way into a corner. Yeah.
I'll have to
Anyway,
change it up a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, I threw that one together, I think, in like 15 minutes when we first started doing this show. So
Tell one of your AI things to put one together and end it with a car riding the chip for about 3 seconds.
dude, it's so much nicer having like AI do all that crap, because I don't have to worry about it. It takes like 3 hours out of my day using that stuff.
Just let it do it in 3 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. I'll have to reformat it and do it again. So, yeah. So stick around. We're going to do a little bit of a commercial here, real quick, and then we're going to have Brian come on, and yeah, and we'll just kind of chit chat about this upcoming weekend. A lot of things to kind of talk about there. So, thank you again for joining us tonight. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all the things. Get people on the show. Get them here and come watch. So. Here we go.
Racing is all about finding an edge, and Pit Crew Pro gives you one. Add your car, choose the exact type, and your setup sheets instantly match your chassis. Build setups faster with clean, car-specific fields. Log race night sessions, tire temps, and notes, all in one place. The shock analyzer shows wheel loads from your travel data, so you know exactly what the suspension is doing on track, and the AI crew chief ties it all together. Ask any setup question, tight, loose, bumps, tires, and it gives real answers based on your car and your numbers. Stop guessing, start tuning smarter. Pit Crew Pro, built by racers for racers. Visit pitcrewpro.com to start your free trial today.
There we go. Oh, I forgot to bring him in. There he is.
There.
What's up, my friend?
There I am. Hello. Thanks for having me on.
No worries.
Gorgeous week. It must be ARCA week because it's raining and snowing. So you know the ARCA cars are on their way.
Right.
How's the weather down there? Is it snowing or is it just rain?
Woke up this morning at 5:30 and my phone said flurries and looked outside. There was definitely snow coming down. So I'm like, You got to be kidding me. So I'm texting all the ARCA officials on the East Coast, and they're like, "What's the weather like? Is it going to rain?" I'm like, "It's currently snowing." So people just don't understand Colorado weather.
Mm-mm. That's the unique thing about this
But
area.
let's
Could totally do that at any point.
yeah, let's get one thing straight. I have never race directed the Derby, so but I do definitely go down to the. No, I'm the emergency service coordinator, so I dispatch all the tow trucks, ambulance, fire trucks, things like that. But no, I would never take that from Nicholas Rogers. He's the race director for that. My last race directing job out of ARCA was the Chili Willy, so I was able to do that one. But I am invited every year to go down the Snowball. I was able to spot there for one race. That didn't turn out so well, but so after that, I've just been invited down to help with track service and dispatch all the equipment when needed.
Got it.
What did you call it? Last Snowball Derby? The oh my gosh, dryer truck 500.
The employee 500.
Employee 500. That's right.
When we're drying the truck with all equipment, we call that the employee 500.
It was a good show. I mean, they got
finally got it in.
Flow.
Yeah, qualifying was not rained, and of course, I mean, everybody wants that competitive advantage, and they don't want to go first on a cold, wet track. I think it's safe, and I'm out there walking the track, like it's dry, but it's dark. People don't think the back stretch is the front stretch, so the competitive advantage. I mean, you guys know you've been snowball 3 and like 30 cars within 3/10. It's nuts. My job is to make sure we have a clean, fair racetrack and that it's safe for everyone. And I felt like we could put race cars on track. So
yeah,
fair.
It was good. So
anyway. Your second point was ARCA coming back. We've actually been back this will be our 4th time since it's become ARCA. 2020, 2021, then we took a break, and then last year, which really wasn't heated race, and then this year. So the weather does look good. It's going to be chilly, but we are definitely ready to come back.
Good. We're excited to have you back.
I always look forward to it. I mean, having a big NASCAR series come through. I mean, what's better than that? Like when the trucks came through here and all that kind of stuff. It always draws a huge crowd, and I mean the car count looks pretty decent.
Yeah, compared to last year, we had 12 last year. Obviously, I think we made it 62 laps, and then it rained and rained. I think it rained for 5 days even after that. I was just looking through, like, from 1995 all the way to now, we average only 17 cars ever at that track. It's a tough track to tow to. It's far away from the East Coast and the West Coast. We do have 16 already entered. We're hoping for one more. At this point, we are at 16. Good news is we do have 2 Colorado drivers. One who just made his announcement, and he told me I could officially announce it on here. So Cade Fox is actually, the crazy part about the Cade Fox story is he battled with Eric Reed last year for the Modified Championship and was in lead by 1 point, wasn't in lead by 1 point, and then ended up winning and won the first segment or whatever. And then Eric Reed won the second one, and it was down to 1 point. And they announced Cade Fox was the winner, and then they gave it to Eric Reed fairly. But now Eric Reed and Cade Fox have teamed up, and Cade Fox is driving for Eric Reed this weekend. Eric Reed wanted to be here. His daughter's planning on having a baby that weekend, so Eric Reed will be missing. So they decided to put Cade Fox in the car. So very cool to have a Colorado driver from CNS that's going to be involved. And then I've never met this kid. He's got a huge following, but his name is Scott Milan out of Fort Collins, and he's a dirt track guy. So it might be interesting for him driving what people call taxi cabs, but it's definitely going to be a challenge for both of them. They've never been in a car this, they're probably 800 pounds heavier than a super late model. Fox has never been in something that heavy, and I guarantee you Scotty has not, because those sprint only weigh 800 pounds. So
Mhm.
it's going to be a challenge for them, but great to have two Colorado drivers entered in this race.
Yeah. I think that's pretty cool that Eric is having Cade get on there, and I mean, he's young, he's a great talent, and uh, I'm looking forward to watching him race this weekend. So, does that mean he is doing double duty in the GAM and the ARCA car?
Yes, he's definitely doing double duty. And after it was official, the process isn't just easy. Like, hey, I'm a race car driver, I have a fire suit. We had to get him approved. He had to
Mhm.
submit a resume. He had to take a drug test, and I had to get a NASCAR license. So there's a lot of processes behind that. So once we officially announced that, then I was able to work with the racetrack and flip flop the Grand Americans and the figure eights. That schedule obviously will be posted here soon, but the way the schedule was written, he would have had to get out of his Grand American and run to qualifying, and then get out of his Grand American after a race and run to stage car. So we were able to work with Colorado National and flip flop those schedules. Great to work with all week. It's more than just showing up with race cars. It's, how many ambulances do we have? How many tow trucks do we have? What type of crews do we have? There's a lot more that goes into it than, oh, here's some race cars. Let's go. We flip flop this to just we want to make sure he's comfortable, and it's going to be nerve wracking for him, especially at his age. So we just wanted to give him the best chance to be comfortable and ready to go.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's good
That's
that you're trying to help him out and also work with the track on the schedule to accommodate and just make it a smooth evening for everybody.
yeah. I
Yeah.
love it.
And
I was gonna say, I love the lineup itself. I mean, not too many divisions going out this weekend, so the main focus is still on the ARCA series, but you have some pretty good subdivisions to kind of help with the show overall in itself. Because I know there's a lot that you guys do behind the scenes, a lot of people don't know about, so it kind of helps fill that time. But still, it's not like overkill where could run the chance of it hitting midnight before everybody gets out of there type situation either.
and we were able to add the heat races for the two divisions. They're going to run before the national anthem, and then we'll have the national anthem, and then just three big main events. I mean, I mean, it goes all the way down to, we were worried about staging haulers today. Like, hey, can we stage the haulers? And I was going to park them in the pit area, but we're going to rain for 3 days. I don't need a stuck hauler in the mud. So it's gone down to who's going to be our honorary starter, who's going to be our dignitaries for the receiving line, for driver introductions, to where are we going to stage these haulers to where they don't get stuck. Not only that, but pit parking, because everybody wants their spot, and then we take over, and we even had to ask the racetracks if they would accommodate and put Cade's modified next to his ARCA car, so he's not running back and forth. So, and we've done that before in a lot of different series, where if you're in a pro and a late model, we try to park you in the same spot, and we've done that for Huddleston, like when he's running a pro and then his ARCA car. So it's still a lot of permission slips. We still have to ask the racetrack and not tell the racetrack. So it's been, everybody this week's been great to work with. Jim and Owen and Cindy, they've been amazing to work with, and it's just been a team effort. Like our new slogan is "One team, one goal." And
Right.
just want to work with these races and be involved back.
Right.
Awesome. Awesome.
So, how many? Want to talk about a little bit about the kind of the history of this race, more or less. And I know have all the answers because you're kind of a guru when it comes to this kind of stuff. But how many different? Dating back, how many different races have we had with the ARCA series here now, and how many different winners? Is there any back to back?
So this will be our fourth. Jesse Love, who's now, going to be one of the greatest, and he'll be in a Cup Series car in the next 2 years. But Jesse Love won in 2020. Joey East beat out Jesse Love in 2021, and then Jake Bowman, who's now moving up the ranks, and I think he's running ASA and running the ARCA main series. Jake Bowman was declared the winner last year due to rain. So on far as ARCA goes, this will be our 4th race. But K&N was there 17 races, and we've had some greats come out of that. Day Juniors won that race. Holmes, who's now a pup spotter, like he announced his retirement. Now he's spotting for Ricky Stenhouse.
Nice.
Derek Thorne's won that race twice, and now Derek Thorne had snowball derby and now is moving these kids up the rake with Derek Thorne Racing. Believe it or not, I mean, we all know the great Chris Eggleston has won that race 3 times. So Chris Eggleston won that in 14, 16, and 17, and was a champion also. And then Haley Deegan won the last time we were. It was still Canyon, and that was still one of the greatest. I mean, she had to beat up her teammate going in turn, but rubbing, as they say. But Haley Deegan's won there, and that was, I think, her third win in the K&N series, because she won at Vegas on the dirt, and then Meridian she won. So a lot of these guys have moved on. I mean, Derek Thorne's doing great things. Eggleston winning at a truck. Ryan Partridge won in 15. Ryan is crew chiefing or crewing for one of the Huddleston cars, so they're still around.
Mm-hmm.
But ARCA's slogan is we build champions, and like as far as champion goes, Joey Logano went through this. Chase Elliott did. Kyle Larson. I mean, Christian Akis, who's in a truck. Todd Gilliland, he won championships too. So there's a lot of guys that have gone through the ARCA series, whether it be East West or the main series, and they've moved on. Not only to be just great race car drivers, they just moved on and we're a spotter. And we even do that with if you want to go to the Cup Series and you're ready for that level, then we move our officials onto the trucks and to the O'Reilly's and then the Cup Series. So not something I want to do. I don't think I'm ready for that. I love the ARCA series because when you show up to these races, you have 10 or 15 guys on the race radio, and everybody has a name. Where I went to Iowa one year and I had 86 people on my radio, including 6 jet dryers and a helicopter. But name, they were all. And so I didn't have to dispatch the helicopter, thank goodness, but it rained in Iowa and I had 4 jet dryers on the racetrack. So a lot goes into it.
Yeah.
Ooh, 86 people on the radio. That would be interesting to even just listen to, let alone the head person trying to communicate to everybody.
Don't say the wrong
thing. Other cool thing about one other thing, Colorado National. I mean, we obviously know everyone who knows Rick Corelli, the High Plains drifter, probably has won more races there than anything. He will be returning also for Mason McAnally car. The great Rick Corelli will be back, and I'm sure we'll have a couple Sharpies for him because somebody's going to want his autograph, and maybe somebody's going to be wearing some gargoyles this weekend.
Hey. They have Rick Corelli on the side of it, so I just may have to do that.
I got to wear Scott Brenkamp actually has a pair. I got to wear them and take a picture with Rick Corelli in them, and I don't remember the sponsor. It was the sponsors on the side of it was just a neat experience, and he signed the case. He signed the case for Scott, and just a great guy. Rick and Kathy Corelli will both be here this weekend, so that's going to be great for all the fans that have followed him.
I mean, he's a legend.
I know I have the case. I'll have to get the case and have him sign it. And actually, I think it even has his signature sewn into the actual case. So I'm gonna have to do that.
That's so crazy.
Mark, you're gonna have to bring your gargoyles so Mr. Sanders and I can wear the gargoyles and take a picture with Rick Corelli.
I'll be the honor of snapping the photo for you. Well, I mean,
Absolutely.
and speaking of him, because I mean, yeah, he's such a legend of the racetrack. I mean, that's just another little additive to what makes this this upcoming weekend kind of special. You know, having him around, is he always draws a huge crowd. I mean, the last time, you know, what was it, last summer when the Cars Tour was here and he was here? I mean, shoot, I think there was more people wanting to talk to him than there was Kevin Harvick at that point too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep. So the other cool thing that Jim Nordhagen did, and it's announced this is the Billy Green Memorial Race. So it's the Billy Green ARCA 150 presented by Auto Parts. So
sweet.
I believe we'll have an honorary starter from the Green family up there. No, I haven't got that officially announced yet, but be just awesome to have that. And then our race was supposed to be 150 laps straight through, and Jim asked if we could break it up just like the car store does and other races in the past. So we are actually going to do a break at or around lap 75. We will just be pitting in the pit area. It'll be a 5-minute break, but instead of bringing all the crews down onto the front stretch, we're just going to pit behind our haulers, do a 5-minute break. It's only for adjustments only. They can add fuel and do adjustments, no, and come right back out and race 75 laps.
So, question about that then. So, what was the premise behind that decision instead of having it go all the way through? Was it just to kind of like, I guess, bring more excitement
And
to the race, or what?
I like it myself too. I mean, we did it at Shasta where it was 173 laps, and the promoter asked to do 73 for his dad, who a past champion. At Kern, we've done it. Phoenix, they have a live pit stop, so it really does break up the race.
Yeah.
At Tucson, we didn't do it, and we saw that. I mean, it kind of just went straight through. We've done it at Shasta also, where we ran 150 laps straight through, and our race was done in 37 minutes. No cautions. I mean, literally 37 minutes to checkered. And I mean, that's the product that we brought. That was what was announced. But having a break, not only for 150 laps, but we all know the front gate does help, pay for these races. So if guys can go run down in that 5 minutes and grab another hot dog or a nice cold beverage,
Right.
it helps the racetrack. And that's
Right.
what it's expensive to bring these series out. I mean, we all know racing's expensive, whether you're, the promoter or the sponsor or a race car driver. So we want to make sure the fans, not only that, but they don't want to miss some excitement, so they can run down and take a break and stretch real quick. And it does bring a different vibe. I think Eggleston at All American came in before he got onto the wall. He came in and make a huge adjustment when we did that, and next thing you know, he's leading the race. So by doing that, if they miss the setup, we at least give them the opportunity to make, and they're not huge adjustments they can make. It's not like they're jacking the car up. They only get 5 minutes. So
Right.
if they can make a swing at it and go from 8th to 4th or 6th to 2nd, I mean, it definitely helps the team bring a better product to the racetrack.
Right. Make
Right.
some wedge adjustments or some tire pressure and stuff like that. And to your point, like it breaks it up, because I mean, we've had races in the past where they get so strung out and it's just like, oh God, this is boring, more or less. So it'll bring a nice little of excitement, like a shootout, so to speak, towards the end of it. And yeah, I like it. I just was interested to see what the
Yeah.
plan was there.
So then,
I wonder if the feedback's because I have my iPad on as well, so I took that off. Do I sound better now?
No, but we did have one.
I'm not reading the comments anymore.
I was gonna say we did have one comment here. I do have to bring this one up because it's just really, really funny. Well, let me see if it can show. So this comes from Colorado National Speedway. Somebody let ARCA know they need to pay Brian more to afford better Wi-Fi. So,
and I've just read that, so I'm like, there's got to be something wrong. So I took hopefully I sound better now.
You do sound good. You do sound better.
So good. Yeah.
Oh my God,
it might have been bleeding over from my iPad. I was trying to watch the comments at the same time, so hopefully I sound better now.
It was sucking up all your bandwidth.
Yeah.
So, speaking of kind of going over schedule and stuff, knock on wood, because I want to premise this before I even ask this question, and it's not going to happen. But for some odd reason, Mother Nature decides to not let us Saturday. What is the contingency plan for schedule um, if it does, or for any reason it gets
So if
canceled?
we rain, sure. And if we rain out qualifying, we will cancel qualifying. We'll revert back to owners points. So owners points will dictate the lineup. Our rule book also states that the next dry day is when we would race. So last year, the next dry day was Wednesday. If we looked at the radar, that's why we called race. There was no way we were there for 5 days. So we actually discussed it today. I was on a TV call because we talk about TV and we're coming up live, and when Flo comes up and they ask the same question, I'm like, well, good news is Owen's open on Sunday, so I guess the contingency plan would obviously be race on Sunday, and we would just have to work with the racetrack and find time to revisit their schedule to bring in 150 laps on the ARCA side.
Right. Well, like I said,
Well,
everything is going to go correct, and it's going to be great for Saturday.
Jake is.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm a Optimus Prime, not a Negatron.
I mean, and as everybody follows me, there's no chance for a delay this week, so I can just drive to this racetrack. So we are in good.
Yeah, that's right. You won't have any airport delays or airplane issues, or the flight attendant, or what was it? Didn't you have one where the pilots showed up late or something?
We just didn't have one. There was no pilot.
There was no pilot.
I mean, my luck, I-25. My luck, I-25 will get closed or something weird. So
I was just thinking that. Literally just thinking that. Jake put that out there in the ether, and he's 100% going to get stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Good news is I'm coming up Friday. I'll help with setup, and like I have to set up my restart line. We have a device called Race Safe that I have to set up in the tower. Race Safe is a button that I push when the caution comes out, and it actually displays a yellow light on the dash. So not only these drivers have the yellow lights, a flagman, a spotter that's telling yellows out, but then I have a device that I trigger and it flashes a yellow light. So I set that up, and it just helps. So I'll be up there Friday, and I'm staying the night Friday. So there's no reason I can't be there Saturday.
Good. That's good.
See, he's got a plan for everything.
That's good. Just make sure to take everything from your truck into the hotel as well.
Yeah, I don't carry any equipment. I don't carry any equipment for this race. All my stuff's actually in the hauler. I have a big cubby hole that has my PA system and my radios, and like it just stays there. So I guess we should just hope that the ARCA hauler gets here.
Yeah. Definitely. 100%.
We have officials from all over. We'll have 4 from North Carolina flying out here, and then we have some from California, some from Oregon, some from Washington. So it's a huge logistic deal trying to get everybody here, and then share rental cars and share hotel rooms, and then setting up tech. And it seems like there's a lot of people there in comparison to some other series, but then during race time, it's crazy how short-handed it looks when you have 4 on pit road, and then 1 on the pit open close light, and 1 on the stop and go paddle, and then 1 in the pace car, and 1 in our tool truck, and then myself in the tower. So we get spread out pretty fast during the race.
And you'll be up in the tower the whole time, correct?
Yeah, during practice. I mean, the crazy part is I actually have 5 meetings that day. So I run our officials meeting in the morning, and then I have a crew chief meeting at 12. I have a track services meeting. I have a driver spotter meeting at 3. I have a safety communication meeting at 3:30. So these are all meetings that have to happen before we can even go on track. So I'll be in the pits during that whole time, and then an hour, 4 to 5 hour, and then for qualifying all of our race.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. You're gonna be a
Man, I
very
mean, yeah,
busy
I'm
guy.
looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And having that home track, I mean, I love going to all these racetracks. I mean, I've got to go to some really cool places. I was able to go to Hickory this year, and that was just amazing to see that facility. But coming to your home track and seeing all your friends or people that you've worked with or been on cruise with, and just helping these racetracks, it's a lot of fun for me. Just and home track vibe. I mean, it's no different than the Avalanche having home field advantage or home ice advantage. Like
Mhm.
it just has that home feel to me. So
Mhm.
this is always one that's on the calendar for me. I normally just do all the short track stuff. So on the ARCA side, I do like on East, I do Flat Rock and Hickory and normally Nashville. And then the West, I just do the short tracks. So there's 2 Phoenix races and Sonoma and Portland on our schedule. And the national series is there. So I don't usually go to that. But this year, Portland is teamed with the IndyCar series. So I get to actually a road course race this year for the first time. And from what I've heard, I don't get to see the racetrack. I'm in a dark room with 12 TV monitors, and that's how you race direct a race for a road course.
Oh,
So I can't wait to see it and can't wait to talk about it afterwards to see how that actually plays out. But it should be a lot of fun.
That's
interesting.
interesting.
So you're
Huh.
almost like
Yeah,
that
on these
guy.
road you can't see the entire road course anyway. So they
Yeah.
literally give you a bunch of monitors to watch. Um, But you don't say inside and outside at a road course. You say driver's left, driver's right. So
Mhm.
there's some new verbiage I got to learn. And then obviously turn 11. What's turn 11? Like only 4 turns in a racetrack. So you got to learn turn numbers. So it should be interesting. But at the same time, never done one before. So really that one
That'll be
Interesting.
cool.
Okay. Better
That'll
start
be
doing your homework.
for sure.
Gotta study.
I might have to do a Portland.
Just do a quick vacay to go see the track beforehand.
Mhm. Just don't drink their
So,
beer.
yep, this is race number 5 for the West. We went to Kern, 22 cars. Macy won that one. Phoenix, where Carson Brown won. Then we ended up at Tucson, where Cole Denton got his first win, and then just recently at Shasta, where Trevor Huddleston's just pretty good there.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. We've had 4 different winners already this year. I think we have a 3-point battle right now for points. Obviously 2 Bill McAnally cars. We'll have 2 females this race with Haley Deegan and Mia Lavelle. So a lot of good talent up top. I truly feel like sometimes, man, after you watch the qualifying, man, the top 12 were I think we had 16 out of 17 at Shasta that were within a second. So, I mean, obviously it's not snowball derby numbers, but we were all pretty close. And I still feel like 10 or 12 could win this race at any time. You know, we still have those back markers, but man, everybody deserves that time. And David Smith is 78 years old, I think.
Oh,
And that guy last year finished every lap he was on the racetrack. Every single lap. Obviously, he was laps down, but even if you're laps down, the amount he was on the racetrack, and he finished every Tucson. We all know Tucson. It's a tire saving race, and it started last and 3 wide going into 3, and David Smith was leading laps and he came to me. He goes, "Man, the view is so different when you're in the lead." So, pretty cool to see a 77 or 78-year-old out there just battling for the lead. And then we had a restart, and he's like, "I don't even know how to restart." Like he's never been on the front row for a restart. So, but the story behind that guy just amazing. The fact that he shows up every week and he's very respectful when he's being overtaken. Like his spotter knows to get and not come to the race. So we have a lot of respect in the West, and it shows. I think in knock on wood, in the 4 races, I think we've only towed one off. So
that's
a lot of
nice.
respect. A lot of the guys finished on the lead lap. There's a lot of give and take. So I just hope we put on a good show and feel like as long as the weather holds out, because we all know this race is bound and determined for weather, and we even changed the date this year, and here we are praying that it doesn't rain this weekend.
It's not going to.
No.
No, it's going to be sunny, and it's going to be a great day for racing. Is what it's going to happen
all weekend.
Mm-hmm. Saturday and
all
Sunday.
weekend. Yeah, they have a great schedule and a lot of good divisions this weekend.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a lot of fun and we all know. I mean, Tim Huddleston with the Cars Tour brags about how many fans that place brings in, and it's nuts. I've been to a lot of racetracks. I mean, besides Nashville, 2 months ago, where Dale Jr. was racing, that place was absolutely packed. Colorado National, doesn't matter who the promoter is or who the owner is, it just seems like no matter what, some of these big shows, the sprint car shows, Cars Tour, ourselves, I mean, and then the race for the August, like that place, it's nuts. It's nuts, the amount of fans that we bring in. I mean, but it's affordable fun, you know, affordable fun. Like, I think the Abs ticket, I mean, granted they are in the playoffs, but I think it's one of the cheapest tickets. It's $500 for this Friday.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, $500, you can bring 20 people to the racetrack and give them a hot dog and a Coke.
And there's fireworks at the end of the night. Both nights.
Right. And a lot of people, I mean, Irwindale was known for that too, where the fans would still just pile in for the fireworks show. So, you're definitely getting your money's worth when you come to these shows.
100%.
Yeah, and Memorial Day is kind of like I mean, we open up the season first part of May, but it always feels like every year like that's the true start of the season, because that's when the fans really start piling in. School's out, you know what I mean? Like, school's done with. It's real kickoff to the summer. You got fireworks, everything. Like, it's always packed come Memorial Day weekend, and to be able to get a chance to race on this specific weekend. I mean, you're lucky enough to be able to do that, because you get to have that whole fan experience. And I mean, shoot, you won't leave the racetrack till probably midnight, because there's going to be so many people coming up getting autographs and taking pictures and all that kind of stuff, especially with the ARCA series in town. Like, I can only imagine what it's going to be like afterwards too.
Yeah.
So,
well, and the good news is we all get hopefully we all get Monday, but you can go to the races for still get a day of rest and barbecue on the deck and mow your lawn and at least get some time off at the same time. So good to have some fun and some time off all in the same week.
100%. 100%.
Well, my friend, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it, giving us a little bit of insight about what we got to look forward to this weekend. I know Jake and I are super excited, and I think there's a lot of fan sentiment as well, from what we can see. So,
obviously, feel free to stop by, say hi. I mean, I just said I have 5 meetings, but I'll be in the pits. I'll be wandering around. I'll be, but yeah, at any time, I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys. I mean, it's going to be a great Grand American Modified race. Hopefully we can recoup what happened the last time, and then figure eight's always put on a great show. So a lot of fun. So it's going to be just a great night. So I'm excited. Can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah. Can't wait to see you this weekend too. So thanks. Don't call him sir. I almost said it. Don't call him sir. He will yell at you. He cursed at me yesterday.
I'm already old enough, and then you call me sir, it makes me feel older. So
yeah, he called himself a boomer before the show started. So just everybody knows.
Yesterday, answered the phone.
I couldn't.
He was like, "MFer."
I couldn't figure out how to download an app. So definitely a boomer. And none of my kids are home, so I couldn't get their help.
That's when you know you've hit that threshold, is when you got to start asking your kids for guidance.
Yeah, what's the Wi-Fi password?
Yeah.
Oh, Dad, Drew, I'll send it to you. Keep it in your phone. I don't know how to do that.
All right, my friend. Well, take it easy, and we'll see you this weekend.
Awesome. Have a good rest of your show.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right. See you.
See ya. And there he goes. So, that's funny. He was totally calling himself a boomer.
Yeah. Oh, it was funny when I answered the phone yesterday. He was like, "Mother effer, don't call me that. You know not to call me that. Shut up." I'm like, oh, it just slipped my mind. Sure it did.
Yeah. What? Respect for your elders.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Uh,
but anyways, no, like, it's always fun talking with him. He's always got some great stories, and he's definitely done really well for himself getting into the position that he's currently in, being the race director for this series. Um, we've befriended him for quite a long time now and had some really good
mhm,
conversations, and he's just a good dude overall, and just loves the sport in
yeah,
general. Just loves it, and this is his way to be involved, and he does a phenomenal job, that's for sure. And he's one hell of a spotter too. So
yeah. Which I know he said he's getting out of, because I guess, when you want to start going that race director route, you can't really waste your time doing spotting when you're trying to build your career in that. So plus I
just
know
makes it harder.
he's just kind of like done with the, I think probably the BS going on in the ears all the time.
Yeah,
And it's hard. I know it's hard.
it's
So
super
just
hard.
words on you.
But I mean, so we'll just kind of finish up looking at as far as like what's to look ahead for this upcoming weekend. Really quick, I'm gonna give you Saturday's lineup and then Sunday's lineup as well, if my computer would load. Jake, can you pull that up?
Well, I already kind of know what's going on this weekend.
Okay.
I know we got, obviously, Saturday, like we talked about, we got Arca in town with the GAMs and the figure eights. So looking forward to that. And then Sunday, we have the super late models, we have the legends, bandoleros, um, we have the drift. I don't understand what the drift car EX plus is. It like experts or something? I don't know what the difference was from this last weekend to this weekend. But um, we also have circle drags on the schedule. I know that, and I thought there was one more because I know it was a pretty full schedule on Saturday or Sunday, excuse me. But I know that those were on the docket for sure,
Yeah,
for this
I
weekend.
finally got my computer to load. So on Sunday, yeah, it's super late models, super stocks, legends, bandoleros,
Yeah.
trains, and fireworks.
Ooh,
So you're looking ahead a little bit further.
was I?
Um, I think so. Yeah, because it's super late models, super stocks, legends, bandoleros, trains, and then the fireworks both nights. So
Oh,
um,
something on my when I was going through the, uh, schedules on the CNS webpage, yeah, maybe that's like the May 30th races or something, or June or something.
I think you were looking ahead at in June sometime, I think is what you were,
Oh,
because we were talking about it.
maybe that's why. Oh, that's what
Yeah.
was in my brain.
We
And we're just big dumb idiots that talk on our
don't-
podcast, so don't mind us.
Nobody said we were smart. Nobody said. Not self-proclaimed either, that's for sure.
No, I'll be the first
Um,
one to say I'm pretty dumb. I do stupid things, and then sometimes it comes out of my mouth. So all around, just
well, let's talk about this last weekend.
yeah,
Um, it was a good lineup again too there. We had the late models, you had the legends, the bandoleros, and the demo cross, and then they mixed in the drift cars on top of that. They did kind of like a special because then they had a full day of racing on Sunday. So
yeah.
they were kind of doing like a little showcase, if you will. Like I don't even know how you call that, like a heat race for them, I guess, if you
Yeah, it was
will.
like preliminary races or something like that, that led into Sunday, I do believe.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So that's why we called it Smoke Show, because anytime they were on the racetrack, that's exactly what it was. I mean, it was a
yeah.
smoke show. So,
Oh, you just
um,
burnt rubber and see smoke.
it was hard for me to see them because there was like so much
Yeah,
that
when they come out of turn 1 and 2 and then go down through the X and then start to come back on a turn 4 and then into 3, it's like it's hard to see them, especially the trailing car that once
Yeah.
they start going through the X and then they, you know, they're going left to right from out of 1 and 2, and then they swing back and go, what's, right to, yeah, and then they switch back and go the other way to turn coming around turn 4 and 3. Like, once they make that transition, you can't see that, the chase car. Like,
No.
it's just covered in smoke, so
No.
I I would have I mean, it would probably be fun to sit in one of those, but I would be shit in one of those trying to actually drive it because 'cause I'd probably either hit the lead car or it'd spin out every time. So
Well,
I'm
that's
sure
what made it makes it hard.
yeah,
Like,
I'm
I
sure
can
it's
imagine
very hard.
their viewpoint, right? Like that
Mhm.
trail car. But
Yeah, those guys are very good hand-eye coordination, especially with e-brake and shifting and then getting them to yeah, no thanks.
yeah.
My brain already hurts just thinking about it.
But anyways, so that was your lineup. I mean, we can kick it off with bandos, and then we'll get into the um, the
Legend.
legends and the late models.
Mhm.
Um, bandos did a really good job. There was, I think, 24 of them total between bandits and outlaws. So huge car count overall for bandoleros. That's a
Yeah, it
lot.
was a great night.
Um, and so initially, there's quite a few new kids, a lot of new kids. They, I think there was like, I want to say like 10, 11, something like that, 10 new cars
Something
out
like
this
that.
year. Let me pull it up because I'll be able to pull up exact names at this point too. So because they
Yeah.
already released um, the results. So you had, well, overall there was 15 bandits and there was 9 outlaws. So do the math there. I can't count. So
24.
24. There we go.
15 to 9, 24.
Right?
Yeah,
I can't do math,
it's okay, I
but
got you.
we work on race cars, so we kind of
Yep,
need math. But anyways,
right.
um, so they split them up for practice, and then the first heat race they did like a rookie. Last year was like the junior bandits. This year it's just the straight rookies, beginners, and they all did a great job.
Mhm.
New kids, they're getting up to speed, and I thought they all overall had pretty good speed
Mhm.
right from the get go. And it
Well,
took them a little while to get going, figure out how to line up, and
and I liked how they started the day when they were practicing. They had a strictly rookies only
practice.
practice, right?
Yeah.
Because there was a couple kids, I don't know if they just didn't know or just they forgot about or got confused with the cone situation. Because there was a couple kids that going through the X, they were going on the left side of the ones right at the start finish line. So they like slowed them down, and Kurt Flag guy came out and was like, "Okay, you go here, you go right here on this side, you go on this side." So that was good on their part because then you don't want to take practice time away from the more experienced kids, I'll say,
Yeah.
uh, because these kids are learning, so they got to learn on the go in their own practice. So I really like that they split them up that way.
Yeah, and I think it really, because the more experienced kids, they're just fast. I mean, they're the differentiation and speed there. It always worries you. I mean, because they're still young. They're still 8 to
Some of these kids have
11,
never
12
been
year
in a
old
car.
kids. Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, the fact that they split them up, I thought was fantastic idea, and I commend Mr. Witherwax for that. Um, and then after practice was over, it was kind of the same sentiment. There was a couple of them that were not quite up to speed yet, and some of the rookies didn't quite know what to do when they caught those really slow cars,
Mhm.
and it would have just caused mayhem. But then they went into their first race, their first heat race, and I thought they did perfectly fine. And there was a couple of
Yep,
them they were looking at them to see how much speed, you know what I mean? Like they were seeing how much speed they could carry, and they were
right,
shifting kids around from there, um, which I thought was a fantastic idea too. Because if there's a couple of them that are running the same speeds as the other experienced kids, then yeah, well, just put them together. They need that
right.
they need that, right? Like they need that competition, and for the other kids, they can be together. So,
Right.
um, but yeah, I thought it was overall they did a kick-ass job. They were under control. I mean, there was a couple little incidents, but nothing too major. Just getting into each other, no different than big cars
Well, I think
too.
yeah. Well, I think in the heat race, they had the one caution for the rookie race, and then if I remember right, in the Bandit main event, the only real issue they had was one of the new kids that started, was it like 6th, I think? I think it was 6th, yeah. And he didn't know he had to wait until the green flag actually flew.
Drop.
And he
Yeah.
was just, as soon as the pace took off, he was already in the lead basically because he, he just went, which I get a, like, hey, the pace car went, especially if you're doing iRacing to kind of like get yourself in some sort of racing mode at a young age. And when the pace car goes off, you just go, right? So maybe he just didn't know, but nothing bad on him. Okay, we slowed him down. Hey, stop doing that.
Yeah.
You wait till the green flag, drops. So, but I think they
Right.
went green to checkered in the actual main event, if I'm
They
correct.
did. And
Yeah,
and I was a little worried, I'm not gonna lie, as a
yeah,
dad and just as a fan of the kids them in general. It's first night, you just always worry, are the kids gonna drive over their heads? Are they gonna run into each other? They all
yeah.
did a fantastic job. I
There
mean,
was
every
action all
single
over
one
the
of 'em.
track.
And I mean, there was kids battling with each other all over the place, and
Mhm.
they all did a phenomenal job. Every single one of them. I was super proud of that entire group. There was there was 12 of them that started the main event, and yeah, there wasn't one incident. They went
Yeah,
green to checkered, and it was fantastic. And the crowd, I mean, in the backstretch at least, I don't know what the sentiment was on the main stretch, but they were all cheering for him, and
yeah,
it was awesome to see. I mean, that's what these kids need. They need a hoorah, right?
yeah.
Like they need that.
Mhm.
So, but anyways, we'll announce the winners from at least from the Bandit side. Let me pull it back up. It was Hayden Powers finished first. Nora Lee finished second. And there was a new car. So Declan Shaw finished third. Addie finished fourth. And Chandler Gasser finished fifth. So some really fast race cars there. They all did a fantastic job. So I'm really proud of the Bandits. They did awesome. And then on the Outlaw side, a lot of the kids from the Bandits last year moving up.
Mhm.
There was at least one participant that I know of that wasn't able to make it out this weekend in Jackson Mueller, but Isaac Mead, Madison, Stanley, the Snyder kids, a bunch of them, Emerson. There's a bunch of them that ended up moving up, and they did the same thing there. They all did a fantastic job. There was one incident in the main. I'm not quite sure what happened because I couldn't really see, but Emerson and I think it was Gastineau got into each other and they couldn't finish the race. But the lead up front between Madison and Isaac, I mean, they were neck and neck with each other. It's kind of like a replay of last year. They were
Yeah,
both just super
yeah,
fast and good car control, and they kicked
yeah.
ass. It was fun to watch those kids.
Yeah, there were spots where Madison was a little better, and then there was a couple spots that Isaac, so it was like catch and then gave it back, catch, gave it back. So yeah, it was a very entertaining race. I
Yeah, that's
enjoyed it.
little Isaac Mead, man. I mean, that kid, ever since he jumped in a bando, he's just been fast, really
Mhm.
fast. Kid's got some really good talent, and so does Madison. She's got her dad works his ass off on that car. I mean,
Yeah,
there is no break time with Ben. He is
yeah,
constantly working on that thing and double checking things, and it shows on the racetrack. I mean,
yeah.
she's got really good fast car, and she's learning more and more. You can see the steps that she's taken to get better car control.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, it's showing there that she'll get a win or two this year for sure. I
Yeah.
think those two are gonna be, and then you add little Jackson Mueller into that, that's gonna be a hell of a group to watch. I mean, all
Mhm.
3 of those kids they got some talent and they're stupid fast. I mean,
Yeah,
they're hauling
100%.
ass around that place.
Yeah. Well, before I talk about my next thing, you wanna just go ahead and go give up the or
Yeah.
give the, um results.
So the results from the Outlaw feature, your winner was the 23M of Isaac Mead. Madison Stanley finished second. Ava Snyder finished third. James Schneider was fourth. And Kaylee Schneider was fifth. So all the Schneider kids finished in the top 5. So congrats to them too. Good, clean race. Good battling all over the place. It was fun to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah. And what I really like, and it sucks it didn't happen in the bandit race, but I think just scheduling and trying to get the kids going, and especially the start of the bandit race. But this year for the bandos, they want to have the top 3 drivers stay on the front stretch and get interviewed. So that way we're kind of getting to see more of the kids get some highlights in interviews, because I mean, there's some kids that, hey, we might see just Madison or just Isaac, uh,
Yeah.
winning every night, or, in the bandits, there might be 1 or 2 kids that, win almost on a nightly basis. So it's nice that they're doing that, so that way these fans can kind of see these younger kids, get some more highlights, of their own. And it was very funny listening to all the kids. I can't exactly remember what Madison had said, but her her little interview was cute and funny. I enjoyed that. And then I've personally never met Isaac, and when I heard this kid talk, he talk like this. It was a good car tonight, and it was a great race, Madison. She was great to race against, and it was like, is that a man or is that a kid? And then I think it was your wife was like, have you never met Isaac? I was like, no. Oh yeah, he looks like he's like 18, but he's like 12. I'm like, yeah, he sounds like he's 24.
He hit puberty a little early, I think.
Yeah,
But
I was like, oh, he has a deeper voice than I do. I was like, holy cow.
well,
But
and to that point about them letting the kids go out on the front stretch, top 3, and we had, I mean, I know I told my kids, if you make it to the top 3, because they kind of went around and talked about it, and they all forgot. So it was just little Hayden out there by himself, which is fine. But yeah, they all, as soon as the race was over, they all pulled off, and we're like, whoa, 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 front stretch, no, straight through.
Right.
So
Was it Isaac?
funny.
It was like, "Oh, thank you, all your fans. You guys should get up and give yourselves a hands for coming out tonight." Oh my god, I laughed my ass off. Oh, it's like, yeah, thank the fans, and then fans thank the fans.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was
was-
awesome. I love that. I think that the more, the kids, because I think they can sometimes get overlooked, and the fact that they're putting in more effort to showcase them and whatnot. I mean, 24 cars, you can't. That's a lot of new upcoming race car drivers that are going to move on and move into upper divisions. I mean, we've already seen it. The Opperman kid, he's already racing a pure stock. Well,
Liam Hammond, legend.
yeah, exactly. And the Lang kids, they've all come. Shoot, Krista Hilton, look at her. I mean, she started in a bando. I mean, they just carry on. So the fact that they're getting more and more, and I have no doubt there's going to be maybe 1 or 2 more to join throughout the rest of the season too. So, yeah, fantastic, fantastic. I love it. I love watching those kids. They're all great kids too. They're all playing with each other afterwards. The camaraderie there, it's fantastic. That's what racing's all about.
Little Chandler Gasser. Oh my god, he's just the funniest boy. My mom made a good batch of cookies, and at the end of the night, we're all loaded up, and the girls, they were handing out cookies, to all the kids, and they all were having some. And at the end of the night, we're just waiting for the girls to be done, and so we could just load their cars. And little old Chan man comes into the trailer, and we're like, "What's up, Chan man?" He's like, "Can I have another cookie?" And I'm like, yeah, you can have another cookie. Okay. So he grabs the bag, and my dad's like, "Hey, Chandler, just grab like 3 or 4 more of them things." And he looked over like, "What? I can?" Yeah, just take like a handful. Thank you. And then put the bag out and ran away. Oh my god.
Like the
It was so
greatest day of
funny.
his life.
Just, yeah. Just the fact that he came in like, "Can I have another cookie?"
because I thought he was looking for the kids. I was like, "Oh no, they're sitting out there by their cars," and he was like, "No, I want cookies." I was like, "Okay."
I don't want another cookie. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. But anyways, let's move on to the Legends cars.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Well, I don't want to go like too in depth. The great thing is that they had 44 Legends out, so I think that's one of our biggest car counts for the Legends. Um, at least in the last 2 years. I know that. I know we've had
Mhm.
some national stuff and brought some more cars, but I think just the CNS state local night, 44 cars is damn good. And I know there was a couple of cars still that weren't out this last Saturday, especially there was a couple of cars like 2 weeks ago, I think wrecked on the Friday practice. So I know of probably about at least 4 to 5 more cars that weren't there this weekend, but great car count. I know CNS does the best they can with their qualifying, but it's like, "Oh my god, they're still qualifying? Holy cow." I mean, that's good. A good problem to have. Um, but it was just like, "Holy cow, this is great." Um, but in the heat races, if I don't know if I watched the Legend heat race. Um, I don't remember any or hearing of any incidents in that race. Do you, in the heat race? Like, nothing really
No,
worth talking about?
I caught, like, the very tail end of it. I caught the very tail end of it, but that was it. I was kinda running all over the place,
Mhm.
between, uh, the kids racing and helping Tanner Scarberry in his late model, so
Well,
I
we're
got
just
to
gonna
watch the mains, though.
yeah, I was gonna say we could just skip to the mains because I know I watched both mains, and for the Legend race, um, it was a pretty good race. Like there was a lot of battling going on. I mean, there was some accidents and some incidents, a couple that took a little bit to clear up just because of the nature of, I think, was it the Kruger kid? Was he in the fast? No, he was in the fast Legends race.
I know,
The
but he
17.
smoked that wall, dude, and
Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
hard ass lift.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one, but I know there was a couple incidents in the Legend race, um, that a couple of times it just took a little bit of time to clean them up, just you wanna hook up the cars right and, get them off the track safely, but, one of the things that I wanna point out with that Legend race, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, let me just look it up. Um, where is he? He ended up winning the race. Mike
Parkinson.
Markuson. Yeah, Mike Markuson. Not saying anything bad about Mike Markuson, so let me just clear that up right now. But the way he started that race, because I think they even threw the caution, stopped him on the front stretch and was like, they gave him the big finger, like, stop that. Because he was going through three, nice, easy. All of a sudden he started drifting up, which we've seen before. People drift up, push up the line, and then at the last second, they come down and try to get that momentum and cut the corner and have more of a straight line off the corner. But it
Mhm.
was like, as soon as he came to the start of the box, it was like he basically came to like a complete stop. And then boom, he took off, and I think he had like a 4-car lead by the time he even hit the start finish line. So I commend that okay, we're gonna throw the yellow, we're gonna try this again. Don't do that again. Like, they gave him the big finger, like, "Stop that." So, I did like that they did that, but yeah, I guess when you're trying to get every advantage you can, I don't, um I wouldn't say he did anything wrong in that regard 'cause you wanna get every advantage you can, but definitely you're causing an issue behind you by doing that because then especially in the Legends, it's just a chain reaction, and all of a sudden you're gonna wad up like 4 cars, right?
And
We don't need
they
that.
do, like, coming to the start, because it's such a big game of inches with those cars there,
Mhm,
uh, I mean, they are right on top of each other. The big
mhm.
cars, we get pretty close, but we give each other a little bit of room
Yeah,
because we can make it up. Those
right.
cars can't. Like, they are
Yeah,
on top of each other
yeah,
coming to the start. And
yeah.
I mean, once again, we saw a 3 wide, launch into turn 1 after the green flag and
Oh,
wrecked a
yeah.
couple race cars. Remember?
Yeah, and I see, it was the 13 car, if I do believe. if I remember right. Like I get what he was trying to do because the top line kind of slowed up off the start, and it looked like he had kind of a whole shot to go down the middle. But you got to expect that if someone's kind of up high, and especially since they can't run radios this year, which we'll talk about, they're going to come down, and if they can't see you and you don't have the position right away, they're going to come down, and it's going to be an incident, and has been an incident every single time. Lap one, turn one, somebody goes three wide, 3 or 4 cars get wadded up, and
Yeah.
I think I don't know if there was a couple of wadded up cars, but I know there was a couple of cars that got damaged and they couldn't continue from it. And it's just like we just never learn. We just never
Mhm.
learn.
And it
So,
is. It's a lesson that you don't learn until you're a part of it,
mhm,
and then you learn your lesson. It sucks. But
yeah.
I mean, yeah, like you said, time and time again, I don't think there's ever been a three wide incident in a Legends car where it's actually worked out. Like it never works ever.
If it did, then I mean, commendable to the drivers that held on, because yeah, them things, yeah, it's not pretty when all of a sudden they go three wide, turn one, lap one.
And then what was it? The 22 car, I think it was Sean Smith, and I forget who the other driver was that got into each other.
Well, he was
Um,
it was
turn
the
three.
leader at the time
Yeah,
on the last lap going into 3 and 4. It was
and
oh
was it
god, who was in the
last?
lead?
Yeah, I think it was the last lap.
It was the last lap, turn 3 and 4. Um, it was either last lap or there was 2 to go. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was the last lap.
It was towards the end of the race. I know
Yeah.
that,
Mhm.
but I don't quite remember if it was the last lap or not. But yeah, they got into each other, and I don't know who the crowd was that was sitting next to us or who they were rooting for.
They were rooting for the 22 car.
They were? Okay, because I
Yeah.
couldn't tell at that point of who they were rooting for, but I've never seen a group of people jump up and cheer so loud in my entire life for their
Well,
driver to wreck.
no, what it was is he dove off into 3, and he was about to take they thought he was about to take the lead, so they started cheering like he's gonna win this race, and all of a sudden, bam, they went wrecking. And remember that some random guy came sprinting
Yeah,
down the stairs cheering, like, I don't know who he was cheering for, or if he was cheering that that guy got wrecked or what.
that's what I'm saying, like, I
That
couldn't
crowd
tell.
went dead silent, and he came sprinting down cheering, and they did not like that one bit, one bit. That was entertaining, like, 5 minutes, 'cause it was the last lap because, like, as soon as that guy did that, they started, chirping at each other,
Mhm,
and then everybody, went into the pits. But yeah, that guy had, like, 40 people sitting around us, like, 50
uh-huh,
people. And I know it was a 22S car because when they were doing pace laps, I mean, I'm not kidding you. Every time he came by our crowd right there on the back straight, they cheered for him. I'm like,
mhm,
is this a kid? Is this his first race? Like, why are they cheering for this person on pace laps? Like, we haven't even started the race yet. And then walking back from the pits or the stands back into the pits, he I'm not saying he's old, but I mean, he's like at least late 30s, 40s even. I'm like, "Oh my god. What what did I just watch here?" That was very entertaining end of that race just from the crowd standpoint.
I wish we could have recorded that whole sequence of events that happened when we were sitting there. I mean,
Well,
I
we
was
need to
more
get
entertained by the crowd than I was the race at that point.
me too. I
Yeah.
wish I had one of those meta glasses with the recording, and I would have been like, "Meta, record this." That would have been fantastic video to have. 'Cause, yeah, as
I
soon as they
I
wreck, just dead silence.
I do have to commend Mr. Markinson on his, Markinson. I
Markuson,
Markison.
I think that's how you say
I'm pulling a Carrie Smith at this point, putting
it.
letters
Yes.
in words that don't exist. So so, I have to commend him on his post-race interview, though. He always brings the energy.
Mhm,
Like, he was jacked up to the
mhm,
max for that win and getting the crowd all riled up and everything. I mean, that was fantastic. I give it an
yeah,
A plus for sure.
yeah, right. Um, yeah, that was entertaining, and yeah, I mean, I know that guy. We've seen him before, and it's kind of like Scotty Scott. The last we talked about the last couple years. It's like he's right there, and then he, either just makes a small mistake or just somebody gets a run on him, and then doesn't win it. So it's like I don't know how many wins he's had or if he's had any wins, but I mean to see him get a win like that and be all jacked up for it, you like to see that out of
Oh
racers.
yeah.
You try so hard and you just put in all the work, and then you finally get some victory out of it. It's fun to watch people celebrate their success.
And also shout out to Jessie Dyke. She had a fantastic run. I think she
Yeah.
finished what, second?
Second. Yeah, we parked next to her, and I know they've been working their asses off on not only her super stock, but the legend car as well. So to see her kind of make a stride from last year and this year, especially in the legend car, and she was battling up there. I mean, it's not like the leader just took off, and she was right there with the leaders. I'd say within a 4/10, which I mean 4/10 seems like a lot, but when you look at it out of the track, it's only really a couple car lengths. So yeah, good job on her part.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
Let's get into the other race real quick,
Yeah.
because yeah, like we mentioned prior to, well, earlier in the show, that there was an announcement made a couple hours ago that kind of changed the outcome of this particular race, and I think it's an interesting one for sure.
Mhm.
So
Um, well, I mean, the race was a good race. The start of it, though, um, I was a little confused. Maybe it was just some miscommunication or what, but I know Scotty won the heat race,
mhm.
but when he came out on the track, he was in the back. And I'm like, why is he in the back? So I went up and talked to his dad. I was like, well, why is he in the back? I don't know. Like, we cleared tech from the heat race. So I don't know why he's in the back. I think there's just some miscommunication. He ended up starting, I think, like 7th or 8th or something like that. So they at least gave him his starting position. But it was kind of interesting before the start of that race. But um, the racing part of it, without some of the incidents we'll talk about, I thought it was a great race. There was back and forth battling going on, guys pushing and guys giving and taking. I thought it was a great race when we were under green flag conditions.
Mhm.
Now, some of the incidents, I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to go back and watch video, but there was an incident with the 17 and the 19, Dominic Moss and Jeremy Kruger. I know Jeremy had gotten into the wall earlier in the heat race. I don't know if maybe I know they got whatever they needed fixed. I don't know if overdrove the corner or something happened, but from what I heard is that he went inside the 19, washed up the track, and then they got into each other, and both of them got some pretty significant damage. We're
He hit
pretty.
that wall a ton.
He hit that wall a ton.
He hit that
Yeah,
wall a ton.
and they actually, if I do remember right, they dispatched the ambulance to check on him just in case. So it's good to see that he got out of the car, and at least as far as we know right now, he is okay. Sometimes injuries after adrenaline rushes, as you know, they don't really come until about a day or two later. So haven't seen anything on Facebook against that he is not okay. So I'm assuming he's just fine, but I'm sure very sore at this moment right now.
Yeah, that's a hard place to hit the wall. Um,
Mhm.
Getting to experience it on the ups end of the racetrack, yeah,
Yeah,
it's not fun hitting the wall that hard. And
yeah.
these cars, I mean, they're safe, but they're not like a big car. There's not a whole lot that takes the energy.
Mhm,
Um, you know what I mean? Like they hit a little bit harder than a big car does. I mean, you're
mhm.
carrying more speed in a big car, but that doesn't make it any easier. You know what I
Well, look
mean?
at that one, accident, I can't remember what track it was on, but a couple of years ago, that one legend car that got out of control, I think he wheel hopped somebody and putting him nose down, hood and roof first into the wall, and it
Wall.
literally took the whole cage of the car down into his head, like, he was sticking out of his car when it
Yeah.
finally actually came to rest. So, yeah, those cars are definitely don't take the beating like a normal car would.
Well, and this is a great point. I'm gonna bring this up real quick from Andrew Lee, not really any crush zones on these cars. I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like frame horns and they're not very big. Like
I think it's plastic or fiberglass bodies, so yeah. Uh,
I mean, yeah, there's not a whole
Nothing to
lot
take
to these racing
anything.
cars.
Yeah, nothing to
Yeah.
take the force away.
Even the Bando cars, like there's not like there's definitely things about a Bando car that I would love to see updated and a little bit more modern,
Mhm,
safety feature wise with the chassis. Uh, and I'm sure the same sentiment goes for the Legends cars as well. I mean, I think they did a pretty good job with the overall design, but I think that they're, yeah, crushability wise, there should be a little bit more. Same with a Bando. I think that there should be more crush points on those cars as well. So,
mhm.
but like to your point, I think we can get back on track. But
Yeah,
the fact that he was able to walk away, I mean, it speaks volumes for sure.
yeah. Um, and then see, there was another incident after that. I can't remember, what was it? I know Medina had sp or was it did Medina spin out after that incident with Dominic and Jeremy? I thought there was an incident a little bit, like a couple laps later after they went green. I think 2 more cars got tore up, and I think
It was
Medina
kind of
ended
one of
up
those
getting
where it was caution breeds cautions type thing,
great.
you
Yeah.
know? Then they finally settled down and ended up, well, semi finishing the race. They
Mhm.
had one more and then they just called it.
Called it, yeah.
Remember?
At
Yeah.
that point, I think before the final caution that came out, little Austin Steinke got in the lead, and was the right moment to get in the lead because yeah, they ended up calling the race, and, he was declared the winner. And then I didn't know this until I saw the post today of not only or was it yesterday, the results came out, and then the, update today from CNS about exactly what happened, but I didn't even know Austin Steinke got disqualified on Saturday until yesterday. So, kinda interesting. So the official if you do you have the official word of what the penalty or infraction was, and then the
S-
resulting
Let let
ac
me let me let me pull it up. Give me one moment. And Adam is watching. It was him and Ryan Land. That's right. It was those two that got
ah,
into each
yes.
other. Let me pull it up real quick. So hopefully
Well,
my
while he does that, um, I know let's see, pull up the official results from Saturday's Fast Legend main event, right here. The late model feature 1, nope, and
I have it up.
Better feature. So Daryl Stewart ended up being the eventual race winner after the penalty infraction. Travis Rose second, Chris Sekali third, Austin Steinke ended up being fourth, and we'll talk about that, and then Danny Medina in fifth. So, um, some usuals and then some not so usuals up in there. We're used to seeing Medina or Chris Stewart and Travis Rowe. Chris Sekali, he's kind of been in and out of there the last couple years. He's been
He had a good race.
not up there, but yeah, he had a good race up in there. And then, Scotty Scott, I love that guy. I want him to win so bad. He ended up, I think, having to go to the back because he ended up, I think earlier in the race, he caused one of the cautions or something, and he had to go to the back and drove all the way back up to sixth. So awesome run for him, just ran out of time.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the official message from CNS management. It says during the Legends Fast feature on May 16th, following the post-race technical inspection, it was discovered that the 14 car driven by Austin Steinke equipped with a two-way radio. The presence of this radio is in violation of the radio requirement rule as outlined in the general rules. As a result of this infraction, the initial ruling from Saturday night was a DQ. An appeal was submitted on Monday and subsequently reviewed by CNS Rules Committee. After that review, it was determined that they penalized him with a three-position penalty, and they felt it was more appropriate for that violation. Therefore, the 14 will receive a three-position finishing penalty for the Legends Fast feature. And then there was also another one during the Legends Fast feature on May 16th. Following post-race technical inspection, it was discovered that the 4W car driven by Stuart Wilkerson was 10 pounds under the required minimum weight, and this violation of INEX rules regarding minimum weight requirements. Due to this infraction, he was disqualified. So whirlwind of, because they made that post, and then obviously it started a whole conversation more or less
Right.
about it. I don't know the full details, so I don't want to assume anything, but this would be my guesstimate of what that means with the two-way radio, because we did this a couple years ago with our kids. We had two-way radios that we programmed to race control. Okay, so they didn't, Addie and Nora, it wasn't last year, it was the year before. So it was just Nora
Yeah.
had a two-way radio in the car, but we changed the frequency to be for race control. So I'm assuming that was the same situation, because here's what I didn't see was his dad didn't have a radio on his head, and I didn't see his mom have a radio on his head. But in the rule book, it says you cannot have a two-way radio in the car. So the presence of, that's where that key word is, the presence of the two-way radio is what gave him the classification. Now, the other part of that is it doesn't determine what that rule should take, like what's the violation or what's the punishment, right? Like other ones state what the punishment should be. And so they determined a 3-position dock, right?
Right.
So now that sets the precedence for that particular rule. So now, like going forward, anybody who's caught with a two-way radio, you're going to be docked 3 positions, in my opinion, right? Like I think that's you did it for one, you're going to have to do that now for the rest of them if they get caught.
Or I guess because it's in the general rules as well, like if you violate this rule more than once, then there's harsher penalties after that. But at least if it is a first time offense,
right?
It's this is what it is, right? So yeah, I agree. I guess since I know CNS is watching, if you want to get more specific with it, I know you're saying no two-way radios. We have chatted with some people that if you want to state kind of more directly too, that it needs to be a non-scanning or no two-way or non-scanning receivers can be in the car. It must be just a regular old receiver. I guess that could help eliminate some people if they're trying to cheat and spot is where I'm getting at with this. And because you could have somebody go somewhere else and look like they're going to be spotting for the next race or something, but they're technically spotting for a legend. But if you want to go more specific, say no two-way radio or scanning ability radios like receiver, in the rule.
Right.
Like, and you don't have to change it that way, but in my opinion,
So
like you can get more specific.
Because if they go into tech and they see it on the receiver, it'll say like SC or something like that. That means in scan mode. Then that way you would know that they're not listening to race control, they're listening to somebody else at that point too. So that's another way to solidify, like to your point, solidify that there's no external communication outside of race control.
Right.
So I get the presence of it, and I get where this is the first year that they're not allowing two-way radios in the car. So I get there's in that instance, like, a couple years ago, I didn't want to go buy a receiver. I just programmed one of the radios to be in race control. So I can get how that mistake can be misconstrued. So that was probably that, again, I'm assuming at that point that was what had happened, right? That's just what the evidence kind of looks like it's gearing towards. But at the same time, like it does say this. So maybe just closer define what the rule is and what the punishments should be at that point. So that way there's clarity, and going forward, you know what it's going to be if you do it the first time or do it the second time or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it sucks because do I personally think that had any bearing on the race? No, because he was like 6 car lengths ahead by the time the race was over. There was no performance enhancement there, in my opinion. But I mean, a rule's a rule. You can't
Right.
have them in the car. So
Mhm.
you take your licking and you move on.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, it could have definitely been a lot worse, but it sounds like the race or the rules committee decided, to do the route they did and, just move on here going forward and just get the receiver and, you know, clip it right to your chest and away you go.
Well,
There's no discrepancies at that point.
so now I can see the now I can see the other point to be made. Wilkerson, right? Wilkerson, he was 10 pounds under and he got disqualified. A rules
Yeah.
infraction is a rules infraction. So I can see the argument for multiple people. Well, what's the difference if he's 10 pounds light or if he's got a radio in the car? A rule's a rule. You should have the same weight of penalty at that point. And the initial rule was a disqualification.
Mhm.
So, I can see the argument being made there from both sides of it. I mean, if this guy's 10 pounds under and you're gonna DQ him, then the guy with the radio or the kid with the radio should be disqualified as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I can see both arguments. That's a tough call, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know if I could make that call, but I mean, but once
But
you make it, then you just got to keep that consistency.
right. But I mean, there are rules in multiple classes that specifically say zero tolerance,
Tolerance, right?
whereas there's other rules that, you know, state, oh, 5 position uh penalty will
Right.
be assumed. You know, and both the rules technically could be anywhere from a radio or a performance enhancing penalty or rule. You know, I guess it just depends on what it is. Like you
Yeah.
said, having a two-way radio in, but he was only plugged into the listen only part of it. Is that a sport an enhancement to his performance or the car? No. But being 10 pounds light, that's a little different. I mean, that's 10
Yeah.
pounds.
Or too
Like,
wide
it
or
wouldn't,
too
too
short.
wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any series in or at CNS with rules of like ride height, but, ride heights, stuff like that. That was more of a enhancement to your car than it was a radio, right? So I can
Yep.
see there'd be a difference in the amount of penalty between the 2,
Very
but
true.
still a penalty is a penalty. It should have some sort of, uh, you know, um, God, my brain is just having a brain fart right now.
I think I get where you're going. Like when it
Yeah,
comes to performance enhancement, it should carry more weight.
right.
Right. I get where you're going. And
Yeah.
I agree. I think that if you're too wide or too light, whatever those performance enhancement ones are, or if you got an
Mhm.
illegal, you got a Gleason in the car and you shouldn't, that kind of shit should carry more weight
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. So, but anyways, congrats to Daryl Stewart. We didn't get to hear his interview, unfortunately, but
Mhm.
congrats to him for getting the win.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he didn't deserve it because he was leading, and then, Austin just got around him, and then, he technically got it back. So it
Yeah.
sucks for Austin. He's so young and he's got such good talent, but being so young and talented, he'll recover from it and they'll move forward and then, you know, have a good season the rest of the year. So,
Yeah.
if he's listening or if he ends up hearing this, keep your head up, kid. Nothing you did wrong, but just keep racing your ass off and more wins will come because you definitely have the talent for it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a bright future ahead of him, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Um, but anyways, that's it for the Legends, late models.
Late
They had a
models.
pretty good night.
Yeah, did they have yeah,
Double
they had a
feature.
double feature. Yeah. Um,
Funny, I totally forgot it was a double feature night. So we went into, that first race, I was thinking it was a heat race. I was like, why the hell is there 25 up on the board? Like, it totally,
Set you
I
up.
didn't even think about it at all. I mean, there was 13 cars total. So, I mean, you could have misconstrued it to be like a heat race at that point, but I was, I was totally having a brain fart. I was like, oh shit,
Well,
no.
instead of having the late models and then like late models and then the late models, let's just take both their 10, put them together, and add another 5. So
Right.
it's just an extended heat race with everybody.
Right. Um, Good racing overall. Nothing crazy between either race. They just got a little bit strung out, but I mean, the two top cars in that division right now, between the one car of Caleb Johnson and Eric Meisner, I mean, um, they're kind of the cream of the crop. There was some good battles going on up front, um, but I mean, but those between those two, I mean, the last couple years, I mean, even dating back to last year, I mean, they're, excuse me, the two cars to beat, really.
Mhm.
And once again, coming out this weekend, and they both finished 1-2 on both races. So,
Right.
Meisner won the first one and Caleb Johnson won the second one. I had a little bit of a joke for him because Caleb parked like right next to us. Um, and he was sitting there, and I kind of walked by, and he was holding like the quick time trophy.
Yeah.
And it was right after the second feature. And I was like, man, I for sure thought winning a race, you'd have got a little bigger trophy than that. And he started laughing because because he had the other one, Darren Robertson had it in his
Just
hand
holding
behind the
it.
car. So I was
Oh my
kind
god.
of giving it a little bit of shit. But um,
That's funny.
but nothing crazy. I mean, spotted for Tanner, worked with him quite a bit. Hopefully I was helpful for him, but kind of returning the favor because he spotted for me all of last year up until I wrecked, and
Mhm.
then getting to kind of do not payback, but in a sense, like getting to be in his ears and
Mhm.
really beat him over the head with like you're fucking up, stop
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Right.
that was kind of fun,
Mhm. Yeah, I thought
but
both races really good. There wasn't I don't think anybody wrecked. I think there was just a couple of cautions for like a random spin out or
mm,
um there was one incident that it kinda gave you a little bit of a butt pucker moment. I think the '06, not of McChrista Hilton, but, Scott
Scott
Johnson,
Johnson. Yeah,
he ended up spinning out in like, literally just past the apex of turn 1 and 2, and I don't know if he didn't see it right away or what. It did seem like kind of a delayed caution, but at the same time, like, the leaders were already past the start finish line, so they were already going into 1 and 2, I think, after he had finally spun and stopped, and I know they were kinda racy up front, and then all of a sudden, just, like, it was like, on the brakes, everybody spreading out. Good job by everybody to avoid him because it's one of those things, and Scott did nothing wrong. I mean, you spin out and all of a sudden you turn around, you look, and there's cars coming at you. Like, the last thing you wanna do is move. Like, just
yeah,
wait, let the other cars go around you. If they end up hitting you, it's like, it sucks, but the worst thing you could do is cause a bigger issue by either backing up or try to spin out and right in front of somebody, and they're trying to avoid you, and you just go right in their way. So, good job
yeah,
by everybody to avoid it, because that definitely could have been a lot bigger disaster than it was. Um, but other than that, I thought the racing was great. Um, Seeing huge strides out of a lot of different cars. You have Adam. Is it Adam? No, Dinus. Which one was it? It's not Ad. Is
oh,
No, it's
Paul,
not
no,
Adam.
Paul.
Paul. Yeah, Paul
I didn't know
Dinus
what you
is.
were talking about for a
Yeah.
second.
Paul Dinus is in a late model this year. He did really well. I think he had an incident. I think he spun somebody out and he got sent to the back early. Or no, it was he got caught up high. And I think there was a slow car up there and he just kind of like in the legend car, just got stuck up on the top and fell back to last and then worked his way back up. Tessa Marine, she's definitely making some huge strides forward. She's been getting faster.
Yeah,
I know her dad works his ass off um, on that car, and you can see they're making strides on it. Um, and then McChrista Hilton, I mean, second race in that car, she did really well in the first main. Um, she started on the pole in the second main, and I think she came out of 2 on lap 1, and you could just see the car got real squirrely. And she did a great job because when she got squirrely, they already started kind of coming by her, and there was a lot of cars low. And she did a great job not to just go right back up the track and try to get back in line. She kind of like let the cars, and merged in appropriately. It sucks for her that happened, but um, it was smart on her part to not just all of a sudden just go right back up the track and try to, you know, force your way back into traffic when literally they're side by side. The whole field is right there. So,
Yeah, and
um,
she's been off for a little the last couple years, but
yeah,
she's talent. Like
yeah,
she's a good shoe.
yeah. It'll take a while. It's a newer
New
car,
car. Yeah.
new, for her in general being in a late model. But I have no doubt with her dad and everybody that works with her and Adam that they'll make strides to get her more comfortable and uh, start seeing some better results and going forward. So I think the late models they have a great group of drivers, great group of cars. Wish there was about 3 or 4 more of them, but they're at least bringing what about 14 on average right now,
Mhm.
13 something like
Yeah.
that. Um, and there's some good drivers in it and some good cars. So looking forward to the rest of the year for the late models.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Overall, it was a good night, like I said, and then they had the demo cross. I didn't catch a lick of the demo cross.
Didn't- didn't-
I heard there was cars upside down. Dad was kind of up there watching them with the kids, and he's like, "One of them trucks just flipped." I was
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, that's
it,
what they
it,
do."
it's a bad situation when a wrecker car brings a wrecker car off the track. It's completely twisted and yeah, that truck was messed up. I
Yeah,
think the left front frame horn was facing like straight up. That's how bad it was.
yeah. But I know it's super entertaining for the fans. It's kind of like just one of those. It's like the trains, right? It's just a uh, oh god, what is it? It's demo. I mean, it's got demo in the name of the car, so it's just it's for pure entertainment factor.
Right.
And I know the crowd definitely likes it. It ran a little bit long, but not terrible. I think by the time we got all said and done, we were out of there probably what 11:30, something like
Almost
that.
midnight.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It ran a little bit long, but it wasn't
We
too
also had
bad.
the drift cars were in there, and we won't talk about the drift cars because I have no idea what I'm talking about with all that. Um, but they had several different events that they did throughout the night, so it's not that anything happened or the track didn't do certain things. It's just the packed schedule, and that's the way it turned out, right?
Yep.
But um, like you said, I know the Demo X is a fan favorite. It's not one of my favorites, but I will never uh, look bad upon a track that's trying to run their business and do a fan favorite that's going to help their business grow. Um, just my only opinion. It's
Yeah.
not one of my favorites.
It's again, it's just a pure entertainment factor. There's
Mhm.
like their whole point of it is to get up in the air and just wreck the shit out of each other.
Mhm.
So,
And over the years, we've seen that where like all of a sudden a truck or a car is kind of going sideways, going over to one hill, and just someone out of nowhere is like, I'm not even letting off the throttle. I'm either wrecking this car or I'm seeing checkers or whatever.
missing tires and everything else. Yeah.
Just yeah, just totally take them out.
But great night for sure. I had a lot of fun getting a spot again and watching all the kids compete and super excited for all of them this year. Great groups across the board. The ton of Legends cars. I mean, that's fantastic. If that car count can stay the same throughout the entire year, it's going to be a great year for both the INEX divisions and then obviously with the late models getting their second race in for the year too as well. So um, looking forward to this weekend. Hopefully, we get to see everybody out there. We'll be there both nights. Saturday night, Jake races. We'll be helping out with little Wyatt Dent again, and then we'll be right back there Sunday because both my kids are going to be racing in the bandos. So it's going to be a jam-packed weekend. Memorial Day. Everybody remember what it's all about.
Right.
This is a great weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. Super optimistic that it's going to be fantastic weather all weekend long,
Yes.
and we'll get to see some really good races and some fireworks.
Sunshine, sunshine.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it for me. I mean, hopefully everybody enjoyed the show. Great to talk to Brian Sanders, and yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to just mention real quick or talk about. I did speak with Owen at the track on Saturday. He came up and said he was been watching the show. So thank you, Owen, for joining on and watching the show. I did ask him if he wants to join the show. That way we can obviously get him some spotlight. I know he does a lot of stuff with videos with the Facebook, the track's Facebook. So you're seeing more of him, and he's kind of helping out a lot more in terms of like stuff at the track. I know this weekend was big for him because Jim was not at the track, so he kind of stepped in and led a lot of things this weekend. So the fact that it did uh, run pretty great, I thought. Um, he did a great job. So I know we want to try and get him on the show. I'll talk to him again this Saturday, maybe Sunday, because Saturday is going to be kind of crazy with the ARCA in town. So I don't want to like interrupt anything that maybe he's got going on. But I do know we want to try and get him on in the next couple weeks, hopefully. That way we can hear more about him, his life, how he got here, how he's been in racing. Because I did talk with him a little bit in Vegas on kind of his background with racing and stuff. So it'll be great to hear from him and have him kind of give his personality and his personal life a little bit and showcase that on the show. So, um, yeah, for me, good luck to everybody this weekend. Have fun, be safe, and like George said, no, don't forget what this weekend is really all about. But definitely bring your family, your friends, have a good, entertaining weekend, and yeah, we'll see everybody at the track this weekend.
One final thing, and this was announced not very long ago, but it is super sad to see. PPIR is closing down
Oh yeah,
after 2026. So
yeah.
a lot of great memories at that racetrack. Back when they had the Busch Series there, and I mean, we used to go party hard. I mean, we were young, but like the whole family would go down there. Friends and family would
Motor
go down
oil
for
down there.
that those races the few years that they were here, hang out in the parking lot, and it was fantastic. And it sucks to see that racetrack um, going away because I think there was a lot of missed opportunity at that place
Yeah,
after the
100%.
early 2000s. You know,
Yeah.
so but
I
yeah,
I will have to say, I at least can say I raced at that racetrack. I raced on that racetrack, was in a, Rusty Wallace experience cars that I ended up blowing up, after 3 laps, but and I gotta get into another car that was better, but I can at least say before they officially close, I got to race that racetrack, so
yeah, you gotta make some laps around the old PPIR. I
we'll
guess
be
I
there.
guess now I'll just have to revert back to the digital space because they were at one point in time. I think there was a video game that had PPIR on it.
I think
So
one of the Iris, games had PPIR on it.
hey, if anybody knows anybody over at iRacing, tell them they need to go scan it
PPIR,
before it
yes,
goes bye bye. They should
100%.
go scan it.
I mean, they did say in the post that they're hopefully gonna try and do stuff more private event kinda stuff, but, it sounds at least for, like, racing festivities that regardless if it's road course or the burnout pad or whatever, that
Yeah,
stuff's going away, so there's a glimmer of hope some stuff happens, but it doesn't look promising.
promising.
Maybe
Yeah,
somebody maybe they might sell it, maybe somebody might buy it. NASCAR 2003, that's right.
that's
Thank
what
you,
it was.
Johnny.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta love Johnny Berardi with his, endless knowledge of racing and racing games. I love it. Thank you, Johnny.
So anyways, thank you all again for, oh, here, hold on. One
I was gonna say,
piece
before we go, put Jenny's
Jenny's
message.
comment on here. Um, and I do want to touch on one more thing then really quick, basically piggybacking off of this comment. So before you guys sign off, I want to mention something about Owen watching. Shout out to the bathroom attendant in the women's pit bathrooms. Those bathrooms are so clean, and I've never seen that.
Yeah,
Seen that
that's
before.
great.
I do the attention to detail with like how the cleanliness of the track, their social media accounts this year, like everything has been top notch so far this season. I
Yeah.
truly, it's taken some huge steps forward, and hats off, right?
Yeah.
I think it's been fantastic so far early this season. You know what they're doing with the kids and the races and the highlights of like interviewing drivers and the gentlemen start your engines, like all those little
Oh,
details makes
fantastic.
the experience so much better. And Jenny, yeah, same thing. I second that notion. Like
Mm.
everything's been fantastic.
Well, I don't know
So
if anybody's noticed too, like the concessions area, at least in the pits, has been better. Like the line has gone a lot quicker. Especially, we've commented on this before, but I won't get into this. But it looks like they kind of reconfigured the alcohol side of the concession stands to get more people up there, because I think they have the front and then on the side they have a window now. So they're servicing two windows on that side as well. So it's something small, but it's a huge difference when you got
yeah,
freaking 100 people trying to wait in line. If you get them done that much quicker and it looks that much nicer and cleaner and everything, that makes a huge difference even for something so small as that.
yeah.
So yeah, hats off to Owen and the track and the new owners, Chad and Stacy, everybody that's involved with that. It's looking great so far.
And to close us out, I have a special guest who's been waiting patiently to
I
help me sign off for the show for this evening. So come here, everybody. This is my Nura. She did a great job in her race this last weekend, so she's going to help us close the show tonight. So thank you all again for tuning in.
Before you do say that, great shirt to wear, Miss Nurley. Your
Nirvana.
Your Nirvana.
Oh, and I
Oh,
got the
very
other one
good.
here. So
Okay.
here's
Sign off.
both my kids. So
Okay.
thank you all for tuning in. And this has been Hitting the Chip with Jake and Jordan. So thanks for all.
Have a good night.
Yeah.